What's happening, sports fans? Welcome back to another episode of Mom and Papa Joe. Today on the menu is some RC Ranch Wagyu chuck ribs. We're gonna get this drum lit up, head inside, and get those started. Should be delicious. Well, here's this beautiful rack of chuck ribs, man. Nicely marbled, as you can see. Don't confuse chuck ribs with dino ribs. They're not. These are the 4 bones. The short plate, 1, 2, 3 A's are 3 bones. Much thicker, come from a different area of that animal. The one thing about chuck ribs is that they're gonna have quite a bit of fat on one side that tends to really interfere with the parts of the bones that are meatier. But nevertheless, they're absolutely delicious. This one has got a fat cap that's fully intact, which I absolutely love. The only thing I'm going to do here is just thin this out a little bit, trying to get this a little more level. Again, that's pure fat. I'm not going to remove the membrane. It's pretty thin. Not a whole lot of fat underneath. So this is not going to require anything else in terms of trimming. Let me put a rub together. So we're going to come with 2 tablespoons of 16 mesh cracked pepper, 1 tablespoon of kosher salt, 1 teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of onion powder. And that is it. Just going to give this a nice little mix. In the past, you've always seen me use that Maggi. Somebody asked me or suggested that the color that I get on my beef is because of that dark Maggi. And I told them, no, that's just a combination of my rubs and the bark. So today, we're not going to use any Maggi. We're just going to come in here on the bottom side, nice layer. I season both sides. You want to hit all those edges. I'm telling you, this is getting slippery, man, with the oils that are coming off of this. I think just from the warmth of my hands. Again, not a whole lot of salt in this rub, so do not be afraid to pack it in. It's going to be a fairly decent cook in terms of time. A lot of this pepper is going to cook out. But this fat cap should really allow for an awesome bark to form. So now we just want to double check, make sure our fire is coming to temperature, and we'll give these just a few minutes to sweat in. The drum is up to 275. I just dropped a nice piece of mesquite on there. We got some nice smoke. And we're going to come in here now and just drop this. And man, we're not going to do anything for another couple of hours. Come back out here, take a look, see if we need to spritz or anything. And we're going to let it do what it do. All right, we're at that 2-hour mark. Let's see what we've got going. All right, we are starting to render nicely, man. We're a little warm on this side. Starting to get some pullback. Let's just move that around just a little bit. We're not going to spritz or anything just yet. And we'll probably be spritzing at the 3-hour mark. Man, starting to feel good. All right, 3-hour mark. We're drying out nicely, man. Just a little apple cider vinegar and water. Just gonna mist. Ooh, I can smell that vinegar. Smells good. And we're just gonna let her continue rocking. If you don't realize it just yet, I'm gonna shoot for a no wrap. Keep rocking. All right, folks, we are 4 hours and 50 minutes, almost 5 hours. And man, the bark is set nicely. I'm not even worried about the temperature, but for anybody that is really looking, we're right there, 210, 211. We're more than good, tender. We're gonna pull, let this rest a little bit, and we'll get to slicing. All right, this baby's had about 25 minutes to rest, man. Oh, so soft. I can poke and see that fat come out of there, man. Let's get to slicing. That bark is just so crunchy. Wow. Oh. Man, oh man. Wow. Beautiful. And this is that fat that I spoke of earlier when you're dealing with these chuck ribs. And one of the problems is if you try to scoop that out during trimming, then you really affect the rest of your bone. So that is why you just leave it alone. But wow, look at that texture, man. Folks, it's so tender. And you probably heard me mention it before. This is a great example of when you're cooking a well-marbled piece of meat, how sometimes the temperature, the finished temperature is going to be a lot higher because there's so much fat to render. In parts of this, it was 211. And we were cooking between 275 and 300. I've also said that the higher your cooking temperature, the higher your finished temperature. And this is a great example, but absolutely delicious. RC Ranch Wagyu does it again, ladies and gentlemen. Again, I'll put their link in the description. You need to check them out, get you some good quality meat for a special occasion. Mom and I want to thank you guys once again for hanging out with Mom and Papa Joe's, man. We absolutely appreciate you stopping in. Be on the lookout for another video coming soon. And don't forget about our weekly Thursday night live streams. They're a lot of fun. We want you guys to take care of yourselves, look out for each other, and Mom and I will see you when we see you. Holler!